Good morning. Such a pleasure to be doing this service, Hanamatsuri 2021. Different than any other Hanamatsuri, but it is such a joy to be able to combine the Cleveland Buddhist Temple Sangha, Twin Cities Buddhist Association Sangha, and the Midwest Buddhist Temple Sangha. And we thank Todd Suchia and the person behind the curtain, Kyle Suchia, that put a lot of these videos together for us. And thank you everyone for speaking and being a part of the service. And I hope everyone could appreciate Hanamatsuri and what it means to be, to celebrate the Buddha's birth, but it is a celebration of every birth. And so we enjoy Hanamatsuri every year. Thank you. Now warm it up.
Thank you, Sensei. Next, MBT's Zenshin Sangha leader, Eli, was going to lead us in a guided meditation, but due to an unforeseen event, he's not able to join us this morning. So we're fortunate to have Kani Tsuchiya of the Twin Cities Sangha, who graciously offered to step in at the last minute to lead us, voluntold, as Reverend Ron would say. In our Jodo Shinshu tradition, meditation is helpful for us to open our hearts and minds to listen and truly hear the teachings of the Buddha. Connie?
Good morning. I would like to do this morning something called a heart code meditation, which is a practice that connects us to the love or vibration of love that already resides inside your body. And we connect through breath and energy. So if you would please, if you feel safe to do so, make yourself comfortable, close your eyes, soften your mind, and exhale. And then please conjure an image of something or someone you love. Can be a pet, a family member, friend, an object in nature, a place. And with this image in mind, if you could tune into your heart space, not your anatomical heart, but the space that's located in the center of your chest. And with this image in mind, notice the felt sense. And if you would, you can imagine a green pinprick or dot of light in that heart space. And if you would, gather the energy of your body starting from your fingertips and toes and draw in the energy to that dot of green light in the heart space and turn up the volume of the experience. Amplify the vibration of love and double the intensity of that green light and double it again and again. Allow the love you generate to overflow into the room. Make it bigger than the room. Send it out into the neighborhood, your town, ultimately up into the sky and into the universe. Imagine you can do it perfectly. Notice how it feels to connect to the universe through love. Then please literally place your hand on your heart. Quickly drop that energetic vibration from the expanse back into your body. Let it fill you. Breathe in deeply and exhale down from the crown of your head, through your feet, into the earth. And so we land grounded, connected, open-hearted, and safe in the knowledge and truth that you are love.
Thank you, Connie. We'll continue the service with Suture Chanting. We'll be chanting Jusei together. And it comes from the larger Sutra of Immeasurable Life, one of the three primary sutras of our tradition. And in that sutra, the Bodhisattva Dharmakara, who becomes Amida Buddha, declares to the Buddha Lokasvaraja his intentions to become a Buddha himself. And the three sacred vows refer to Dharmakara's pledge to establish the most incomparable vow in the world, to become a great provider and save the poor and suffering, and attain Buddhahood, to have his name heard throughout the 10 quarters of the universe. And this will be led by Reverend Miyamura with minister's assistance as well. And the words will be shown on your screen for all of us to join, as chanting together is an important part of our tradition.
Namandabs, 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 namandabs. Satsu Muryo Jukyo Jusegen Agwon Chosegan Ishimu Jodo Shigan Fu Manzo Seifu Shoshodak Gao Muryoko Fuidai Seshu Fusai Shobingu Seifu Shoshodak Gashi Jobutsudo Myosho Chojippo Kukyo Mishomon Seifu Joshodak Ryokujin Shonen Joeshu Bongyo Shigumu Jodo Isho Teninshi Jinriki Endaiko Fusho Musaiho Shoujo Sankumyo Hosai Shuyakunan Kaiichi Egen Meshi Konoan Hesokusho Akudo Tsuratsu Zenshumon Koso Jomanzo Iyoro Jippo Nichigatsu Shuchuki Kenko Onfugen Ishu Kai Hoso Koseku Dokuho Joodai Shuchu Seppo Shishiku Kuyo Isai Booth Busoku Shutokuhon Ganane Shitsujoman Tokui Sangayo Nyobutsu Mukechi Tsugatsumi Fusho Kangaku Eri Toshi Saisho Son Shiganya Koka Daisen no Kando Koku Shoten Nin Tochi Myoke Amandabu Anishiku doku Yodo Seisai
Namandavs, 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 namandavs. Next, we'll ask Lori Rugel from the Cleveland Buddhist Temple to lead us in the reading of the three treasures.
The three treasures. How rare and wondrous it is to have been born into human life, and now I live it. How rare and wondrous it is to be able to listen to the Buddha Dharma, and now I'm able to hear it. If I do not transcend the world of delusion in this life, when will I ever attain spiritual liberation? May I, along with the entire Sangha, with sincere heart and mind, rely on that which can be truly relied on in life, the three treasures. I rely on the Buddha. May I, along with all sentient beings, awaken to the great path with my entire being and discover the highest aspiration, which is to become a Buddha. I rely on the Dharma. May I, along with all sentient beings, deeply reflect on the meaning of the sutras and gain wisdom that is as deep and vast as the ocean. I rely on the Sangha. May I, along with all sentient beings, become one Sangha of life, able to move forward and live with a dynamic spirit that is hindered by nothing. The unsurpassed, deep, and wondrous Dharma, even in millions of kalpas, is extremely difficult to encounter. But now I'm able to experience and embrace it. May I come to understand and revere the true meaning of the Tathagata.
Thank you, Lori. The Dharma School children have been working hard to develop the next two presentations for you. The first is their musical rendition of the song In Lumbini's Garden. And this is a gatha traditionally sung on this day. You'll hear a combination of musicians from both Midwest Buddhist Temple and the Twin Cities Sangha, some visible and some with just audio, but all playing with Chiemi Sensei. And the words are also on your screen. I know I can hear your very loud virtual applause after that one. The next is a story of the life of the Buddha as told by the Dharma School children in their own creative way. And guided by their teacher, Jennifer, and their parents, here is their story.
Happy Hanamatsuri! We are part of the Dharma School, and this is our story, the life of Buddha. On the other side of the world, in India, you could see snow-capped mountains, elephants with men and women riding on them, and beautiful palaces and gardens. This is the land of India, where the Buddha was born.
About 2,500 years ago, a king named Suddhodana and his wife Queen Maya lived in a big castle in the kingdom of Kapilavatsu. They were loved by their people and were very happy, except for one thing. They wanted a child very much. One night, the queen dreamed of a great white elephant with 6 tusks. Wise men and women predicted that a child would soon be born to the king and queen.
All winter, the king and queen waited for the birth of the prince. On April 8, 566 BC, Queen Maya was on her way to her parents. The queen with all of her servants stopped to rest at Lumbini's garden. It was there that the prince was born. His name was Siddhartha Gautama.
When Siddhartha was born, it is said that he stood up. With his right hand, he pointed up to the heaven, and with his left hand, he pointed down to the earth. It then rained sweet rain. He took 7 steps and said, "In the heavens and in the earth, I am the most honored one."
As a boy, Siddhartha had all the things that a prince would want. Food, the best teachers, plenty of friends. He was surrounded by happiness, laughter, and beauty.
One day, Siddhartha convinced the king to let him go outside the palace walls. When he walked through the village, he saw a sick man. He then saw a funeral procession. He also saw a very old man. He had never seen unhappiness or suffering like this before. Lastly, Siddhartha met a monk who has his head shaved and who carried a bowl. The man's face looked peaceful and calm. Siddhartha would remember this monk for a long time.
When he grew into a young man, the prince married Yasodhara. The prince and his wife were happy together. Still, Siddhartha could not forget about the sadness he had seen outside the palace walls. He did not understand the suffering.
At last, Siddhartha knew what he must do. He thought of what the monk and said, "I too will do as this man has done. I will leave my family and give up everything I possess. Here you go. I will go to the forests and mountains to search for peace and learn the wisdom to help the people overcome sufferings and miseries of life."
After leaving the a past life, Siddhartha wandered through the country for many years, searching for true happiness and wisdom. Many days he would eat only a single grain of rice. He meditated and thought and thought. He became tired and weak.
One day, Siddhartha found shelter under the shadows of the Bodhi tree. He finally found the answer he had been seeking. At the age of 35, he found enlightenment under the Bodhi tree on December 8th. He was now the Buddha. His heart was full of peace and joy.
From that day on, the Buddha showed others the way to find peace and happiness. After sharing the Dharma for the next 45 years, he attained perfect enlightenment or parinirvana with his death at the age of 80.
Thank you to our Dharma School friends from the Midwest Buddhist Temple in Chicago and the Twin Cities Buddhist Association in Minnesota. We are happy to be able to connect and celebrate for Hanamatsuri.
I think you'd all agree that that was just amazing, amazing creativity. So thank you very much, Dharma School students. Today, we're honored to have two Dharma messages shared with us. The first will be by Reverend Chami Onikuda Blai, Assistant Minister of the Twin Cities Sangha, who will speak focusing on a message for the Dharma School children. And she'll be followed by Joy Zavala, Minister's Assistant with the Midwest Buddhist Temple, who will be sharing her message for the adults. So Chami Sensei, yoroshiku onegai shimasu.
Okay, can you see the PowerPoint okay? Okay, so if you have a Nenju, put the Nenju to your hands. A second. This is like this. And then if I say, when I say Gasho, and then put the hands together, and then say Namo Amida Butsu a few times. So let's say 3 times today. And then if I say Lai Hai, and then the bow slightly, just like this picture, okay? So find your Nenju if you have one. And then put the Nenju in the hand like this. Okay, Gasho, put their hand together. Say Namo Amida Butsu, okay? 3 times. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Lai Hai. Okay, thank you very much. So thank you for attending to the Hanamatsuri service. Happy Hanamatsuri. Yay, happy Hanamatsuri. Okay, so about 2,500 years ago, in a palace called Lumbini, a place called Lumbini in Nepal, who was born? Who was born? The baby's name, Siddhartha. He became Shakyamuni Buddha later. He was a prince. He had a comfortable life as a prince of the Shaka clan. One day, he went to outside of his castle. He saw an old man. He saw the man is very sick. And then he saw the person dead. Why people and also animals and all creatures have to suffer like this? He actually saw a monk there. Monk, the noble, respectful attitude and seeking the truth. the Prince Siddhartha decided to become a monk one day. One day, he left castle and he trained hard for 6 years. December 8th, we call Body Day. So we have a special service every year, Body Day. It's called Jodo-e in Japanese. That's the day he reached enlightenment. He understood the entire truth of this world. Buddha devoted himself teaching people how to properly without stress and suffering. This is the example. Don't do bad, do much good, purify your heart. Dhammapada 183. So I will tell one of his very important teaching today. So this is about all different, all just right. So you know there are many trees and then flowers, just like this. All the colors are different. Some are red, pink, yellow, white, purple, and more. Sizes are different. Some are big, like sunflowers like this, and some are very small, some are very tall and short. Some has very like a short life, like they can bloom a longer time or short time. And some has a very good fragrance and some are not. Animals, birds, fish, and insects. They also have the different sizes, like big, tall, small, and short. The colors are different, gray, yellow, black, and some have a stripes. And then looking at different, some are very scary, some looks gentle, some makes noise very loud, or some are very quiet. Life lengths are different. Some can live few years, decades. Some lives only a very few days or so. Speed. Some can run fast and some move very slow. So I will tell you one of this very famous story. This is also a famous story in Japan too. The hare and the tortoise, Usagi to Kame in Japanese. There was a hare named Usagi-san. There was a tortoise named Kame-san. One day, Usagi-san, the hare, was making fun of Kame-san, the tortoise, the Kame-san, for being so slow. Do you ever get anywhere? He asked with mocking laugh. Yes, replied Kame-san. And I get there sooner than you think. I will race you and prove it. Usagi-san was much amused at the idea of running a race with Kame-san, so he agreed. The fox, who had agreed to act as judge, marked the distance and they started the runners off. Usagi-san was soon far ahead to make Kame-san feel how ridiculous it was for him to try a race with Usagi-san. Usagi-san lay down beside the coast to take a nap. Kame-san, meanwhile, kept going slowly but steadily, and after a time passed the place where Usagi-san was sleeping. But Usagi-san was so confident, he kept right on sleeping. When at last he did wake up, Kame-san was almost at the goal. Usagi-san now ran his swiftest, but he couldn't catch up to Kame-san in time. I'm sorry, Kame-san, I made fun of you. You are such a hard worker and didn't give up until the end. I respect you so much now. Thank you, Usagi-san. Now I'm very slow compared to you. I know I'm very slow compared to you, but my dad told me, finish what you start. They now became very good friends. All living creatures, no matter how big or small, are our friends. We have different ethnicity, race, gender, languages. We speak a different language. But sometimes you see like this. Accepting diversity is not very easy for some people. Some people like to hurt others on purpose. Remind, do not do to others what you would not want them to do to you. Words are weapons. Words are like double-edged swords. 言葉は諸刃の剣. This is very famous word in Japanese. This is double-edged swords. It's very hurtful weapon and they kill someone very easily. Just like this, words can be weapons to anybody. So you should not speak harshly to anyone. Those who are spoken to harshly would answer back in the same harsh way. Angry words are painful, so they will come back to you as revenge. Dhammapada 133. So you see this picture that the words can hurt somebody like this, and also word can make somebody happy. Kindness is a very special word. Be kind to friends, be kind to plants, be kind to everyone. If you are kind, you will be very happy. If you are kind, you will be liked by all and have many friends for your entire life. What did the baby Buddha say the moment he was born? He was pointed at heavens and to the earth. I alone am the world honored one. We are all special honored, precious ones like Shakyamuni Buddha. Your happiness alone is not enough. Think about the feelings of others. Wish that everyone in the world can find happiness. Buddha's important teaching to lead happier lives. Be kind to everyone. Believe in others. Don't lie. Don't be greedy. Don't lose your temper. Give thanks at least once each day. Keep listening Buddha's teaching. Okay, again, have your nenju on your hands. Put your hands together, gassho. Say Namo Amida Butsu, 1, 2. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Rai hai. Thank you very much. Now, so next, the Dharma message by Joy Zabara from Midwest Buddhist Temple.
Thank you, Chiami Sensei. Good morning. Happy Hanamatsuri. Why do we say Happy Hanamatsuri as in Happy Friday or Happy New Year? Happy Friday signifies the end of the work week and forecasts rest, relaxation, and fun on the weekend. Happy New Year is, of course, what we say at the beginning of the year, along with hopes of something better on the horizon. Today we are celebrating the birth of the historical Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, who was later known as Shakyamuni Buddha. The story of his birth over 2,500 years ago starts with a dream his mother, Queen Maya, had, in which she was carried high into white mountain peaks and clothed in flowers. A white elephant holding a white lotus in its trunk approached her and walked around her 3 times. Then the elephant struck her on the right side with its trunk and vanished into her. The queen wanted to travel to her childhood home to give birth, and on the way she stopped in Lumbini Grove, which was full of blossoming trees. It was said that he was born from the right side of Queen Maya. They were showered with perfumed blossoms, and 2 streams of sparkling water poured from the sky to bathe them. The infant then took 7 steps in each of the 4 directions of east, south, west, and north. The 7 steps represent how he would transcend the 6 realms of suffering, and the extra 7th step represents his awakened life as the Buddha. He proclaimed in heaven above and on earth below, I alone am the world honored one. That seems to be such an arrogant statement, but in its true essence, he is saying that he was born into human life and he is the honored one. As we say in the 3 treasures, how rare and wondrous it is to have been born into human life, and now I live it. Each of us should feel honored to have been born as humans. Siddhartha Gautama was at first sheltered from the outside world by his parents, King Suddhodana and Queen Maya, but at the age of 29, he left the palace grounds and encountered suffering that he had never seen before. His search for the meaning of life led him to becoming a monk, discovered the middle way, a path of moderation, away from self-indulgence or self-mortification, meditated under a Bodhi tree, and became enlightened at the age of 35. He discovered the 4 noble truths, the existence, cause, and cessation of suffering, which leads to the Eightfold Path. These include right view, thought, speech, action, livelihood, effort, mindfulness, and meditation. We are usually at the temple on this special Buddhist holiday. The meaning of the word Hanamatsuri is flower festival. A small altar decorated with colorful flowers is usually placed at the front of the hondo. Todd, can you please show the photo? This photo was taken at our last Hanamatsuri service at the Midwest Buddhist Temple in 20. We usually place flowers in vases lined up on the onaichin. Then we use the small ladle to pour sweet tea on the baby Buddha, which symbolizes washing him, as was done at birth. The baby statue's right finger is pointing up and his left finger is pointing down, which goes along with his statement at birth, in heaven above and on earth below. The scent of the incense and flowers fills the air as they did on the day he was born in Lumbini's garden. When asked what is the purpose of life, the Dalai Lama replied, quote, I believe the purpose of life is to be happy. From the moment of birth, every human being wants happiness, not suffering. Neither social conditioning, nor education, nor ideology affect us. From the very core of our being, we desire contentment. Therefore, it's important to discover what will bring about the greatest degree of happiness. My own limited experience tells me it's the development of love and compassion, end quote. We should all strive for happiness, whatever that means to us as individuals. And again, happy Hanamatsuri. This is indeed a happy and joyous occasion and a day for celebrating. We are grateful for Shakyamuni Buddha's discovery of the path to enlightenment and for sharing his discovery of a middle path. Whether we meditate, listen to the Dharma, chant sutras, or do all of the above, we are benefiting from his awakening and profound teachings. Please put your hands together in Gassho. Awaken to the life-nurturing primal vow of Amida. Those who only entrust in this universal activity of love and compassion through the benefit of being embraced and never forsaken, all attain enlightenment. Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Chami Sensei. Joy. Next, we'll commemorate the birth of the Buddha with the Hanamito, which is the small altar that Joy talked about. It's usually, it's typically decorated with flowers to depict the setting of Lumbini Garden where the Buddha was born. The statue of the baby Buddha has its arm extended, illustrating the merits of Amida Buddha reaching out to all beings. We usually each pour sweet tea over the statue of the Buddha, which represents the gentle rain which fell that day in the Lumbini Garden. And since we're not able to meet in person, the Bly family has decorated the Twin Cities Hanamito for Kambutsu, and we'll do this on behalf of our entire virtual Sangha. It is accompanied by music from our Twin Cities members. Our closing gatha is Ondok-san 2, and it's accompanied by a combination of musicians from the Midwest Buddhist Temple and the Twin Cities Sangha. And the words will be on your screen, and you're all muted, so please sing along with the gatha. Our closing reflection will be read by Dan Peterson, a minister's assistant with the Midwest Buddhist Temple. And he'll be reading a passage written by Reverend Gyodo Kono, who not only was the founding minister of the Midwest Buddhist Temple, but was also instrumental in the establishment of all of the groups represented today. Dan?
And hands together in Gassho. The Buddha is always teaching us. This is a world of transience. Everything is always changing. The Buddha Dharma teaches us to quietly reflect on the causes and conditions that make our life what it is. We must live the life that is given to us as completely as we can. The only way to do this is through the power that allows us to live completely. But this power is not something we receive as a result of seeking it. Rather, the Buddha teaches us that this power is what is given to us unconditionally. Reverend Gyodo Kono, Shinjin Shohin. Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you very much, Dan. Well, this concludes our service for today. I'd like to just take a moment to thank a number of people. Thank Reverend Miyamura for his continued guidance for all of us. Thank you to Jesse for his kansho. Thank you to Connie for the guided meditation. And to our readers, thank you for Lori and Dan. Chanting was with Reverend Ron, Gail, the Bly family, Jesse, and Joy. And thank you to the Dharma messages, for Chiami Sensei and Joy. Hanamito and Kambutsu with the Bly family, thank you. A special thank you to all the Dharma School students from MBT and the Twin Cities. Our musicians of Kevin, Toyo, Christina, and Chiami. And of course, none of it could have been possible without the technical support of Alex, Jerry, Carl, and Kyle. So, and thank you to everyone, all of you, for joining us today to share the Dharma. Namo Amida Butsu, Naman Dabutsu, Naman Dabutsu.